The tattoo that brought back a life, all right. Listen up, because this story is straight up insane. We're talking about a guy who lost everything: his memories, his identity, even the people he loved. And the only thing that helped him put the pieces back together? His tattoos. The accident that changed everything back in 2016. There was this dude, Michael Connor, a regular guy from LA, just living life, riding his motorcycle, and covered in tattoos. And when I say covered, I mean covered full sleeves, chest, back, even his legs. Every piece of ink had a meaning, or at least it used to. One night, Michael was riding his bike down Sunset Boulevard when bam, he got hit by a drunk driver. The guy ran a red light, smashed into Michael at full speed, and sent him flying. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital, and for weeks, he was in a coma. When he finally woke up, his entire memory was gone. Not just bits and pieces, everything. He didn't remember his name, his family, his job, nothing. It was like someone hit the reset button on his brain. The doctors told him he had severe retrograde amnesia from the head trauma. They showed him pictures of his past life. His friends visited, his parents cried, but none of it clicked. He was a stranger in his own body. The tattoos start talking, but here's where it gets weird. One night, Michael was staring at himself in the hospital mirror when he noticed something. His arms, his chest, his hands, they were all covered in ink. He had spent years getting these tattoos, and suddenly, they were the only clues he had about who he used to be. On his left forearm, there was a date, 04/22/12. No idea what it meant. On his ribs, there were coordinates. He searched them on Google Maps and found a location in Venice Beach. On his chest, in bold script, there was a name, Sarah. And the strangest one of all, on his right wrist, in his own handwriting, was a sentence that sent chills down his spine. If I ever lose my memory, don't forget to find the truth. What the hell? It was like his past self had left breadcrumbs for him to follow.
The hunt for his own identity, so Michael did the only thing that made sense. He started investigating his own life. He went to the coordinates tattooed on his ribs. Turns out, it was a quiet spot on the beach where he used to propose to his wife, Sarah. The name on his chest, yeah, that was her. She'd been coming to the hospital every day, crying over a man who didn't even remember her. The date on his arm, their wedding anniversary. A Wolf tattoo on his shoulder, his childhood dog, Max. He had died years ago, but Michael had him inked on his skin so he'd never forget him. A small barcode tattooed on his neck. Some kind of inside joke with his best friend. His buddy scanned it with a phone app. It pulled up a link to an old, dumb video of them doing drunk karaoke. Piece by piece, Michael was rebuilding his lost life through the tattoos he had once chosen without a second thought. But that last tattoo, the one about finding the truth, that one still haunted him. What did it mean? What truth? The final puzzle piece, Michael started digging deeper. He went through old photos, talked to more people from his past, and then he found something that rocked him to his core. A few years before the accident, he had started looking into some shady business dealings at the company he worked for. He had gotten too close to the truth, and according to an old email he had sent himself, he believed someone was out to shut him up. He had tattooed that cryptic message on his wrist as a warning to his future self. Chills. Literal chills. The man he became, Michael never fully got all his memories back. Some things were gone forever, but thanks to his tattoos, he was able to rebuild his life from the ground up. He stayed with Sarah. He quit his old job and opened a tattoo shop because if anyone understood how powerful ink could be, it was him. Today, people travel from all over to get tattoos from Michael because they know his story. He tells everyone, a tattoo isn't just art. It's a time capsule, a message to your future self. One day, it might be the only thing that reminds you who you are. Crazy, right?